Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. 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 Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody. As we shared some thoughts yesterday, today is our Pujya Swamiji's 13th Mahasamadhi day. Yesterday, Swamiji prompted us to dwell on the path he chose to be in God remembrance. As the subject is too subtle and subjective, it is not that easy to assimilate, but still we keep on trying it. Saints, when they scale the heights, out of their love for us, they share with us whenever we ask them. As a sadhaka, we try to check up our own inner equipment, whether there is an inner alignment with what has been expressed by them. That is why everybody's approach may not be applicable or may not be easy for others to follow. Each one's path is unique, no doubt about it. Each one has to cut out a path for himself. In spirituality, nobody can follow another. It is a blunt truth. But still, there may be many areas where the inner alignment takes place and we may be able to go forward. So if there is a by and large alignment, that is enough. Because that will pave the way for the unique path to be followed by us. We keep our mind open. The only thing is, what is demanded of us is that we should ponder deeply over it. Not on the surface level. Then we will not be able to derive the benefit from their teachings. Today again we will read Pujya Swamiji's words. The consciousness, though it is easy for us to say, it is the most difficult one. It is easy in the sense, the very word consciousness, as Pujya Swami Ranganathanji puts it, there is no plural for it. Consciousness has no plural. That means what? It is only one. Here one word he uses, When I see any person, Pujya Swamiji says, I see him or her as the center of the universe, because any form we see is the center. As the infinity has its center everywhere, circumference nowhere. So the same center is there in everybody. So there is no plural. So at the level of consciousness, there is only singular, the only one. There is non-dual. You can't say even it is singular. No. Because if when you say single, there is a likelihood of two. That is why we were told Adi Shankara coined the word Advaita. Non-dual. Instead of saying Ekam. Non-dual, to give us this idea. So similarly, consciousness is singular. There is no plural. Because in the consciousness, all thoughts float. Only when the thought comes, the separation is there. I am different from others. It is the thought that separates me from the rest of the people. But when thoughts are also floating, in that then there is no plurality. So Pujya Swamiji was trying, when he was dealing with men and matters, the underlying principle in everything, trying to connect himself with the underlying core of the being. Because of his steadfastness, as he was moving itself, so many traits started appearing in his behavior. This is another clue for us. Not that we develop such traits. The traits become the outcome of this process. So these are some of the words on which we can try to concentrate if it is aligning with us. Another point he stressed to us, that's also very nice. On surrender, this is very important. The surrender is a word we normally use very often, but surrender doesn't take place at all in anybody's life. Today morning also when we were reading, we were feeling it. I surrender myself entirely to you. There is nothing that happens. I may be doing it for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. I may be repeating it, but nothing happens. Here let us see what happens. The chanting of God's name gradually makes us feel His presence within us, without us, everywhere. You start feeling His presence everywhere, that He alone is in every action, and that His power is absolute. That will help us understand that anything happening in the universe through this body or that body or any other body is happening by His will alone. It is perfect. That itself is a perfect surrender to His will. He gives us some clues about surrender. Becoming conscious of the fact that these words are now coming because of the power inside. These words are being heard because of the power inside. While involved in activities, it may be difficult for us to maintain this, but at least during some of the activities, if we try to maintain, it will slowly percolate to others. And God will definitely guide us. We need not think, how is it possible? When I am dealing with workaday life, where I have to meet with so many people, where the situation keeps on changing, where there will be challenging scenarios. How will I maintain this? It may not be possible in straight away. But there, the answer, when we were discussing with Puja Swami, is that God will mysteriously lift us from that particular environment and places where we will be able to continue this. So sitting from our level, we need not think, how is it possible? Normally, that is how the mind blocks our journey. How is it possible to maintain this surrender as in all that we do, in all that we think, in all that we talk? Let us not bother about it. Let us try to absorb these thoughts, and proportionate to the intensity, God will see to it that He will take us to an ambience, a conducive atmosphere where this can be cultivated. When Nochur Venkatraman was here, 2-3 years back, in Ganesh, one day we were sharing this. I was wondering how Puja Swamiji happened to be in military service. He is Satvik, 100% Satvik. Then when we thought about it, the 2 years or 3 years life, God willed that he should have it to more and more strengthen it. Immediately after the World War, because of his exemplary performance, his boss came and asked him, where do you want the posting? You can tell me. Immediately Swamiji said, relieve me. Because he was telling us that which cannot be seen was seen, that which cannot be witnessed was witnessed, that which cannot be heard that we heard. So to develop that dispassion towards all these things, God put him there. And there have been many instances when we look back to his life. On those days itself, he was a topper in the school. He wanted to pursue higher studies. There is nobody to encourage him because of the compelling circumstances, or God does not want. Then he took to this typewriting, shorthand and accountancy. There was such a course on those days. There will be so many institutes, Institute for Commerce, Institute for Typewriting. So he joined and learned the typewriting, shorthand and accountancy. And then his uncle in Coimbatore, he was passing through an intense inner struggle. Why this life at all? He was passing through such a severe, inner struggle. So his father's brother, who was working in a company in Coimbatore, told him to come there. He took leave. And in his place, because of his exemplary relationship with his boss, who was a Britisher, he told him, my nephew needs an opening. Will you please give him for 2 or 3 months? I will take leave. So then he took leave, and in his place, Swamiji was working. At that time, this recruitment started, and he applied. He said the idea was that to finish our life. He thought, when somebody goes to the defense department, especially on the forefront, because he was not at all enamored by the life. So he joined. He went to Pune for the training, and from there to Delhi. He was to undergo a particular training, musket training, shooting. 4 people were there. On that particular day, it so happened that he fell sick. Only 3 people could go there, and the 3 people, all the 3 died. Now you see the sequence, To make him sick on that day, not to go there. Then he was taken to the department. From there, from Delhi to Rangoon. Finally, he was in Rangoon. Then it started building up this restlessness. He was passing through severe depression. Then his boss gave him leave. He came and met his brother in Chennai, who first introduced this thought of God. You chant Vishnu Sahasranam, that will help you. So then he started slowly doing it. One of his friends in the department, our Sajiv's uncle, Sam Thorpe. So he told something about spirituality, something about Papa. It was there, that's all. So after the World War was over, they asked for, he said, relieve me. So he came back. Even then he said he had no idea. So in the village, early morning, 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, he will get up, go to the temple tank and have his bath, then sit there up to 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. So many shlokas, so many things, he was. Then again, noon also he was doing it. He was passing through some preparatory God was putting him, And then that is how in the chronological order when we find, he was given some exposure to one particular line and then withdrew him, then put him there, then again withdrew him, then put him there. And finally when he landed here, probably to test his intensity, when he asked whether I can stay, Papa said, not now, Ramdas will call you later. Again 6 months he had to be with his sister for treatment in Hyderabad. And then he was in Wayanad. Actually that place was suitable for his, because even his uncle was a very, very noble person. He was a great Gandhian. He was loved by the whole society. For anything and everything people used to go there. So the properties are there, so he said, you take over. And you don't go, if you don't want to stay at home, you can build a small kutia in the midst of an estate. But see, God made him to leave that also. So when we try to weave in, what all had happened, then we find, yes, wherever God wants us to ultimately place, He will give, He will take, He will put, He will take, He will put, and finally He will mysteriously place him in a conducive place where all the latent traits can be facilitated to come out. So when we say that surrender, so it will be difficult. The moment we hear about surrender, it is difficult. But if we are earnest, we learn from the Mahatma's life. Mataji also in her life, she has met so many Mahatmas, she took initiation from so many people. No. But finally when she met Papa, my father, my mother, my guru, everything is Papa. That alignment had taken place. So God chose, exposing her and then finally bringing her to the place where the total exposure will take place, the enlightenment will take place. Not holding on to something. So we are trying to understand what is the word surrender. So we need not now calculate sitting here, how is it possible? When I go back home, when I go back to the society, when I go back to the profession, there will be compelling situations where I may not be able to go along with this surrender. Then we need not bother. The biographies of Mahatmas keep on reminding us that proportionate to the intensity we have, he will mysteriously take us from one place and put us in another. That's why he says, you start feeling his presence everywhere, that he alone is in every action, that his power is absolute. That will help us understand that anything happening in the universe through this body or that body or any other body is happening by his will alone. It is perfect surrender to his will. Our master used to say that constant remembrance of God and perfect surrender to His will creates God realization. Surrender to the divine means perfect faith that He is taking care of us and will do whatever is necessary for us, not as we want, but as He wants. The last portion of the sentence is very important. Surrender to the divine means perfect faith that He is taking care of us and will do whatever is necessary for us, not as we want, but as He wants. Those who have surrendered to the divine have no more choice. This is the yardstick we can learn. Whether the mind is craving for any choice, it could have been better if I am there. It could have been better if it is offered to me there. It could have been better if I enjoyed it, like that. Those who have surrendered to the divine have no more choice, no more preference. Whatever comes is joyfully accepted, and they never ask or crave for anything. This is also the highest renunciation, to remain contented in whatever condition He has placed us. So there won't be any planning also. Our mind will be still doubtful, how can we do that? So the only way is to go back to the lives of others, especially those who have surrendered themselves. In Papa's case, you will all remember in 1920 when he was passing through such a, series of failures, successive failures. Mounting liabilities on the one side. Absolutely no clue as to how life can be lived further. And in the domestic front also, not very happy. So he was passing through the terrible stress, severest stress. God wanted him, Then after when the surrender is slowly taking place, after he met Gandhiji and started thinking about reading, meditating and chanting, one friend comes forward, not just a friend comes forward and offers financial assistance to run the otherwise defunct project. Even then Papa said, it's a sinking ship, if you put money you will also lose. But he said, don't worry about it, I will do it. Now just imagine, Papa did not go back to the old ways. He got over the impediment, There is somebody now to take care of the financial aspect, liabilities, commitments, everything. And we wanted Papa to handle the technical side. So he could have continued the life. So we see how God places and relieves, just to check up whether he is intense. If it is only if the dispassion or if the God thought or trying to remember him is only at the superficial level or not too much deep, naturally his mind will immediately say, and now that the problem has been solved, I will continue. With my sadhana also, my mind will say. But no. He was able to feel that he has been completely relieved. That is why on the 27th, before leaving, 2 letters were written. One letter to his wife, another letter to the person who has freed him from liabilities. Because the surrender has to become complete according to the second chapter of In Quest of God. Because there, God has given him the clear-cut idea that the one and only impediment in surrendering ourselves to the me and mine. So he prays to the Lord, in the second chapter, if you will find, it's for all of us to keep on reminding this. Remove the I-ness from me. He was very clear. So before he took the leap, he was very clear. He wanted to get stabilized, where the me and mine is completely erased. And that was what he got. So all these things show that when we are 100% sincere, earnest in our attempt to move towards him, God in a mysterious way takes us from that particular place, puts us in a different place, where it is conducive to continue our spiritual practices. This is the clue, All these things, this is the advantage of reading the words of the Mahatmas. They touch and kindle so many such positive thoughts in us. Surrender. Another point is that human birth is a gateway to liberation. This is often said in our scriptures. In Vivek Chudamani, it is there, Durlabam Trayamevai Tadil Devanugraha Hetukam Manishyattvam Mumukshutvam Mahavurusha Samshaya. These three things are very rare. To get a human birth, desire to get ourselves liberated, and to the company of great saints, great people. Manishyattvam Mumukshutvam Mahavurusha Samshaya. This is very rare. So human birth is a gateway to liberation. We are very clear about it. No other species has got this, because mind and intellect has been given to us, Having taken birth, we are also endowed with intellect. Using the intellect, we find that there is something higher than what the world can give us. Even now we are reading, reading of the biographies of the Mahatmas. How the turn comes in everybody's life. They are a source of perennial inspiration to us, perennial inspiration. How Narendranath became Swami Vivekananda after seeing Bhagavan Paramahamsa. So when you would have read, every time when we read, today we happen to go through a few pages again. And God lived with them by Chetanananda. He writes about the biographies of the 14 direct disciples, And first is of Swami Vivekananda. One particular portion, we all know that he was giving importance for the impersonal aspect of God. But what we read was, it was an eye-opener. He used to ask all his Kosadagas, and then when he told them that I am going to worship the Lord. In every Ramakrishna Math there will be a shrine, and there will be Paka Puja. There is a set worship going on. So everybody closed their eyes and they were meditating or something like that. But afterwards somebody wrote, I saw some movement near my body. Then when I opened, I saw Vivekananda was placing the flower on everybody's head and doing. And finally he wrote, it was not that he was worshipping the Guru, he was worshipping his Guru in the form of the disciples or Kosadhanas. He was worshipping the Guru not through that particular image, which normally, it will be there in there will be a shrine where his photo will be there. But here, what he did was, he made the devotees or kosadagas to sit and he was worshipping them. In our language, he was worshipping them, but in his language, he was worshipping the Guru through that form. Why we remember all these things, So God will place us in that. By reading those things, we try to understand whatever is needed to us at a particular time, in whatever way to get clarity on the goal to be scaled, he will arrange mysteriously. We don't have to plan and do it. The prompting will come. The ambience will be there. Materials will be there. And we do it. All these are possible only in human birth. So we can get happiness depending upon certain conditions. That happiness is always followed by sorrow. Our intellect tells us that there is something more than this. That is called eternal happiness. Happiness which stays with us throughout. Not coming and going. That is called eternal happiness. That which stays with us throughout. So just imagine contentment, for example. Reconciling with every situation. Accepting all situations. Any name we can put. Fully satisfied. Feeling the fullness inside. Feeling the completeness inside. No craving, no demand, no desire. No. So he says that is called eternal happiness. Then we start trying for it. That is the vocation, the turning point in our life to return home. This return home, is very important. So eternal happiness is our original home. When we go through, we start thinking about it now. We have brought so many things in that category, me and mine, me and mine, me and mine. So now he is giving us a new line of thinking. Hey, look here, this is not your real home. Your real home is inside. When you are full, that is your real home. When you are fully contented, that is your real home. When there is no otherness, that is your real home. When you feel full, that is your home. Then the efforts to go back begins. Go back to the home. We come in contact with a wise man who knows the truth. He tells us how to go back. He asks us to meditate on our true being or any other method that will lead us to our original home. In that process, we purify ourselves, meaning our mind gets purified. All those desires are dropped off. All the effects of the desires are dropped off. The effects of our actions are also dropped off. And the mind becomes perfectly still. When it is perfectly still, we have a glimpse of our true being. By further efforts to maintain in the state of continuously, we get established in the state which is our real home, our own self. We go back as naked as we started from there. We started as a sense of individuality, And the moment the sense of individuality has come into being, slowly we added one by one, one by one, one by one. Desires, cravings, infatuations, planning, urge to become something, name, fame, wealth, power, position. So we have to go back as naked as we started from there. That is the condition to shed all that you have earned during your journey. then we are qualified to enter our home. Vasanas are the impressions left behind each and every thought. Every thought and action leaves an impression in our mind. That is why we use the word dirt. We have gathered a lot of dirt. Every thought, good or bad, every action, good or bad, leaves an impression or a layer of dirt in our mind. We can imagine what we have done many years ago, suddenly coming to our mind now, it has been there. All those things have to be removed before we can say that we have shed all that we have carried during our lifetime. Then only we are absolutely pure, free, qualified for liberation. Definitely it takes many years of hard work to purify our mind. It depends upon how much dirt we have gathered. In some cases it is not that difficult because they have not gathered much dirt. When one's dirt is like mountain, it takes longer time to remove. All the vasanas have to go before we can realize the truth. We must have accumulated them for ages. We come with all those vasanas and may add some more and carry them forward, and it goes on until the whole thing is destroyed. When we have made the mind pure and realize that we are one with the absolute truth, then the vasanas are all destroyed. That is the only way. So today on the 13th Mahasamadhi day, Puja Swamiji is trying to direct our attention or draw our attention to the something that is the basis for all creation. No? When he uses the word consciousness, he says every one of us are floating in it. Just like we say the space, in which we are all floating. Space, it is there. That is the beautiful simile. But when we add the consciousness to it, then we come to know we become aware of the space only because of the consciousness. Space is there accommodating everything, but we become aware of the space only because there is consciousness. So consciousness is the base then. So Swamiji is drawing our attention towards that is how he started identifying everything, floating in it. So that is how he was able to get himself freed from the otherness. Feeling of otherness was not there. It expresses in the form of love, and the sense of individuality accepts the supreme power of this consciousness. So there is no ego there, self-effacement. The sense of individuality does everything as an offering to the consciousness. So whatever he did, it was in a perfect way, not a haphazard way, absent-minded. Everything, whatever, from the tiniest to the grossest, whatever he handled, he did it perfectly. And because most of the time was concentrated on the consciousness, he was silent, he was serene, he was calm, that equanimity was there, because always that balance is there. Just like when we learn the cycling, the balance is always with us. So he, by his tremendous sadhana, he was able to get himself stabilized in it. That is why he was always able to maintain the same sense of equanimity even in trying moments. All those things, we try to understand now. And another aspect he brought it was human life is a gateway to liberation. It's a reminder to all of us. It is not that we have to go anywhere to get anything. We have started from our real home. We forgot about the real home. And to have the same thing we are searching for outside, he made us to search for outside. And we never felt that we are full, we are content, we don't need anything. So here he says, when you meet a wise man, a saint, an enlightened person, he tells you, by his very, very life, he touches and kindles in you that there is something in him. We try to hear how he scaled the heights, and then we efforts are made to go back home. And that going back home means eternal happiness. And what is the roadblock? Our own vasanas, our own baggage, dirt. So we should be conscious of all these while we are on the sadhana, so that we will be getting freed from it, and our journey becomes more and more effective. So these are all the points Pujya Swamiji touches and kindles in us on his 13th Mahasamadhi day. So we pray to him. Give us a push, so that whatever you have given, you kindly make us to assimilate and then enable us to translate with all the limitations we have. It is not that easy to implement as you did it. We have a lot of, the baggage is too much for us, but still, we are enthused, we are touched, we are inspired. So kindly help us to move forward with this. Let this prayer be our take-home message. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai